The NT2000 is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. Whether using it in the studio or live, it tends to make my job a little easier. Having a large diaphragm condenser on a guitar amp is one of my personal favourites. It allows us full body while still getting a good attack transient of the guitar amp. This is very important in a range of different genres. The first step on the body is a totally variable polar pattern control. I can have omni, cardioid or figure of 8 polar patterns. The great thing about this is I can have a hybrid. The NT2000 features a continuously variable high-pass filter from 20 Hz all the way up to 140. This is very useful, especially when recording in a room that adds a lot of low-end rumbling. The third switch on the microphone is a variable pad setting. This allows us to attenuate the amplitude at the microphone, making sure that I can have total control over the amount of headroom I have going to my recorder. For guitar amps, I like to use the NT2000 up close to get a very intimate sound. The ability for the NT2000 to handle a large amount of dB/SPL, get a lot of low end due to the proximity effect, means that I can have guitars which really rumble in the mix. To get a more even guitar frequency response, we can move the NT2000 back in the room. This tends to pick up more of the room's acoustic properties as well. By switching it to omnipolar pattern, I get even more of the room's acoustic properties. This is a lot of direct, rear, and side reflections. The figure 8 polar pattern allows me to get a lot of the direct sound from the amplifier and the rear room reflections from the microphone. The figure 8, like the number 8, allows me to remove the side reflections from my sound. This is good for when we want to have a guitar that's got depth in our mix, but not overwhelming the other instruments. The NT2000 on the guitar amp has given us a very big tone to work with. Using a compressor or EQ, we can actually mess around a bit with the amplitude, dynamic range, and even the sound envelope. As is, I'm quite happy with the sound. If we actually want to drop it off a bit and make it a little wider and give more space to the vocal, we can switch to the Omni signal. As you can hear with the Omni signal, I've still kept the same tone, it's just not as in your face. Let's drop it into the rest of the mix and see how it translates.